alone. Not that I don't love you all, but just, I love you, but please leave me alone. It was 20 years ago was the last time I had a substantial period away from the routines of the monastery. From June of 2004 to June of 2005, after Abhayagiri Monastery had opened up, about 7 years after Abhayagiri had begun. Then I took a year away in India, and then after my sabbatical year, then Paul took a year sabbatical as well. So, but that was the last time, because of various circumstances, that I had a substantial period away from the routines of the monastery. So, as people have been remarking over the last few days, you look so happy. It really shows. I don't mind it. I'm very scrutable, which is the opposite of inscrutable. So everything shows. I can't hide any emotions. So people have been noticing. I've been extremely happy at the prospect of setting off and having time just with the earth and the sky, the wind and the rain, the sun and the moon, and to live as close to the elements as possible without a lot of human creations in between. That's the aim. I love to live that way, in very simple routines dictated by the sun and the moon, and what the weather and the earth and the seasons are doing. So it's a great joy to live that way. But I love being here at Amaravati, and I'm very happy to serve the community in whatever way I can. But that quality of simplicity is very joyful. And nowadays people pay lots and lots of money to have a digital detox. I haven't understood it. I came across one hotel when I was living in California. I noticed there was a hotel that was something like $850 a night, marketing itself with like no phone reception, no Wi-Fi. It was marketing itself as a way to be free from the contacts with the outside world. So this is costing less than that. Nothing. But I do feel that to have that kind of standard of living simply, living close to the earth, this is very much a part of our forest tradition way. Recognizing that these bodies of ours, these lives of ours, are part of a vast natural organic system, and that we are not in personal control. We set up lots of things to protect ourselves, make ourselves feel comfortable, control the environment. This Sala, I'm very, very happy that we can control the temperature and the environment, keep fresh air in here and so on. But a part of the Buddha's way, and the forest tradition life in particular, is learning to live with the changes of the seasons, with the feelings of heat and cold, comfort, discomfort, and recognizing that occasionally your body is a food source for other creatures. It was one of the first lessons I learned when arriving at Wat Phananachart, was that human beings are not at the top of the food chain. There's lots of mosquitoes and other things that like to feed upon us. And so I feel that's an important thing, to cultivate that kind of humility, that this life is part of a much bigger system, and that so much of Buddha Dhamma is based on shifting the perspective from a self-centered view to a Dhamma, or nature-centered view. And that's the work I feel is central for all of us. So my aim is for this year to be living in a very simple way, as simple as possible. As I've been saying to people over the last while, I'm going to 2 different places in Europe, unnamed, where there will be earth and sky. The sun and the moon will be visible at various times, but I'm not giving any more information than that. That I will be staying in places where people have invited me, and will be providing food on a daily basis. So don't worry that I'm trying to live on air and sunlight. There will be food in my bowl, and so I will be well looked after. And also, many of you have been extraordinarily generous with financial offerings to help support the sabbatical. I don't know what we've used all the money for, but if there are emergencies, like I break a tooth or a leg or something, and we find that the medical insurance won't cover it, then your offerings and that assistance will be greatly appreciated, very, very helpful. So sadhu anumodana for everyone's kind and generous donations that so many of you have made. It's great. But and it didn't cross my mind that anyone would do that, but it's been very impressive, powerfully inspiring. So many of you have been helping out in that way. So sadhu anumodana. So I hope I don't break a leg or have a molar come off when I jump into a mouthful of food. But these things can happen, so it's helpful to have that backup. So also, the reason why I chose to stay in Europe, I had invitations to go to other places, to Ecuador, to Costa Rica, to Sikkim. To Himachal Pradesh, the little village up in the mountains of Kinnar Kailash, above the Basra River.
Good.
Sound very nice.
Very appealing, but since our beloved teacher, was now 90, even though his health is pretty good, I didn't want to be more than a day away if something drastic, if he has a drastic failure of health and he keels over. I wanted to be no more than a day away so I can come back and be present to help out in whatever way appropriate if Lumpur Sameto has a failure in his health. No other reason, as I said a few times, if Amaravati burns to the ground, if there's civil war in the UK, don't bother me. Not significant, but if Lumpur Sameto keels over, then I can be contacted. So, also, I put up my auto-responding message so anyone who writes to any of my email addresses, my 3 email addresses, you'll get the same auto-responding message. So this is, and what I put in capital letters is, please don't bother the office. It's asking them to forward a message to me. Your messages will not be forwarded, so please do not harass dear Suvira and Chatumini, the English Sangha Trust Secretary. Do not harass them. They will not forward your messages. Not because they don't respect you, but because they're under strict protocol. So please, during this time, to give them space as well. You can be assured I'm being well looked after. I will not miss you, but I will not forget you.
Thank you, Ajahn. Sadhu.